I look back and I'm like, I wish it wasn't as liquid as it was, because then, like to your point, if I was a dead person, is going to have higher returns because they're just not going to play around.
Thinking is this with this fund is that one thing that works against you holding Bitcoin is that Bitcoin doesn't generally pay you an interest rate. But if Bitcoin paid your rent, you would think differently about it.
100%.
Bitcoin pays your alimony for your ex-wife, so you're going to think different about it. If Bitcoin pays your lifestyle, you're going to think different about it, right? So I think turning Bitcoin into a thing that you're going to live on today, I think changes your relationship with your Bitcoin. So instead of having this Bitcoin just be this, yeah, I'm going to time the perfect sale, I'm going to wait until it goes to this, and I'm going to get out, and then what? Then what? Like, really, this is a long-term thing, which is, you discover this asset. This asset's going to grow old with you and it's going to outlive you. Okay. Your needs, you might become very wealthy with Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's not going to change. You're going to change maybe, right? You may get a second wife, midlife crisis. You may get sued. I don't know. I don't know what's in store for the person listening to me who's got a bunch of Bitcoin, but Bitcoin will outlive you. 50 years from now, some new person is going to be discovering Bitcoins and be like, this is great. Satoshi gave us this creation. It is not that obvious why it's so different from Ethereum or Solana or anything like that. It takes a second to kind of realize what we've got here with Bitcoin, right? But once we realize that, we really, this is like owning an apartment in Fifth Avenue on the park. There's always somebody's going to want your Bitcoin. Don't be in too much of a hurry to sell it because you won't be able to necessarily buy it back. So that's kind of my view on the thing. And then you can start thinking about your Bitcoin not as what's my Bitcoin worth? Oh, I took a hit in that, but in terms of I own this apartment. This apartment's getting more and more valuable. Now, New York's growing and growing. And I was here when you could buy these apartments for $1 million. Now they're 10 million. And so if you sort of think in terms of that way, I think you can be prepared to really hold Bitcoin for a very long time.